There are many standouts from the week, and I always anchor back to the fact that we are here to really celebrate amazing creativity in the festival of creativity, right? Sometimes it feels like we're doing other things and having other meetings, but I think that is germane to the reason that we're here. And so in terms of the conversations, what I would say has been both surprising and super fascinating is the conversations around search and the disintermediation of that with large language models. You know, something like 60% of searches start on Amazon in the United States. And so what's happening to that landscape? And it's both intellectual and challenging, and a conversation we've really enjoyed engaging in.
My big takeaway is that there is still so much unknown. What are the media channels? What are the effective tools to reach? What is the art of creativity now? I think in some ways, so much has changed on how, but not anything has changed on the what, which is great ideas zigzagging when others are going a straight line is the opportunity to stand out. And I think that's the essence of doing great creativity.
A talk by Shonda Rhimes, which was really inspiring. And she talked about storytelling and the accountability she had in storytelling. And I think for marketers, it's the same. We are accountable of the stories that we talk to customers, and we need to make sure that our stories are great, especially that they are going in the right direction, that they are changing positively the world.
I think we are abusing of the word AI. Like some years ago, we abused the word sustainability. It's good that we talk about, but my fear is that we're talking too much about the what and the technology and very little about the value and how to embed AI, not as a pilot, but as I would call it as a project, so as a running capability.
Really understanding what your brand stands for. I mean, it's so easy now to get dispersed and fragmented and talk about so many different aspects of your brand, or maybe deviate from what you stand for. So anchoring whatever you do in all these beautiful capabilities that we have right now in A, your consumer, and B, what your brand stands for, so that you can stay consistent, so that through the years, through the time, you can really improve the ability of communication to drive your business is kind of like the safe place to start. And then from there, you can add all these things on top, which we must embrace. We have no choice if we want to stay competitive. But you always need to anchor this on the consumer and on the brand.
The biggest aha moment for me was a session from WFA and Arla, the dairy company, presenting an in-housing business case of AI. For me, it was really impactful to see that coming through end to end, with the investment needed, the stakeholder buy-in required, the specialties transformed, the training program, to really see that coming through end to end.
I think the provocation to us at Cannes that I'm feeling, quite uncomfortable about is that creativity is an amplifier. And none of us denies that, or all of us believe in that inherently. But as I look at some of the cases this year, of course, there are some standout cases. But I want us as an industry to really point creativity at our biggest challenges as a business. We can't waste it. And those biggest challenges are category growth at the moment. That's what I hear across the board from my counterparts. 70% of all growth for scale players comes from category growth. We need to point creativity at how do we lead and shape true consumer behavior-led growth. After a period of COVID and high inflation, I hear across multiple industries, this is the challenge we need to point creativity more powerfully towards.
Now the marketeers are quite overwhelmed to keep up with the pace of things changed. It's not just AI, but also geopolitical things, the business pressures. So there are lots of things we need to just keep up with. But at the same time, again, I think this week reminds all of us again, brand crafting is the essence of marketing. When you do it right, when you distinctively create beautiful brands, then everything is much easier.
Somewhere the geopolitical realities have taken over substantive issues like sustainability, DE&I. And while there are a lot of conversations happening, they're not center stage. Now the reality is, whether we do have conversations or not, the issue ain't going away. So my big takeout is, let's stand for what we believe in and continue to make marketing a force for good, not just a force for promotion.